Hello everyone. In the vastness of YouTube, I came across this bald man, a blogger. Some of his videos are quite interesting, I liked them, but some of her videos are complete nonsense. And this video is dedicated to Saul's life. I was a little surprised, a little shocked even. He reminded me of a feminist, only a feminist man. A man who did not go well on the personal front with the young ladies and did not go well more than once. And it didn't work out most likely because he doesn't know how to choose the right soulmate. A soulmate for himself. What criteria he looked at when meeting a woman is certainly a mystery to me, and it's not so important to me. This is more important for him, for this realist blogger. This blogger most likely met with young ladies who sought him and sawed well. And they sawed it when their demo version ended. And this blogger thought, why do I need such a life? I spend all my money on a young lady who takes out my brain. I don't have any joy and happiness with either one, or the other, or the fifth, or the 10th. Why do I need such a life in quotes? It's better to live alone for your own pleasure, save money for entertainment there, for a boat that he still advertises. You can find a young lady for a short time and for money. The myth that someone will serve a glass of water in old age is a complete nonsense. But this blogger did not take into account the most important thing. He went against the laws of nature. As many feminists are doing now. And the law of nature says that every creature should be steamed, and if you don't have a mate, then you're a defective uncle. And if you encourage others to live completely alone, solo, as you say, then you are really flawed. Just do not say that this is a state of mind and a solo life. A solo life, in other words, is a life without brain removal. And the brain is taken out by those young ladies who are getting married or trying to get married not for love, but for money that is incompatible with you. And how to find a young lady who will marry for love. I tell you how to do it in my videos and I will tell you more. I just want to remind you that I and I alone have a know-how system that really allows you to find the perfect partner for you. Yes, for you, dear viewer. The system has been studied for 36 years and this is not even a hypothesis, not a practice. This is a statement of the future and it works 100% accurately. Solo life is for those people who are tired of searching, to look for your soulmate, who do not know how to find her and say that it is impossible. More precisely, they give the premise that it is impossible, that it is better to live completely alone. Yes, the state is now going against its citizens. It does everything to ensure that the rights of men are greatly infringed and the institution of the family is destroyed. But what I own will change the world. Because this is a non-standard approach, it goes against the system, against all the rules of understanding in society. But it works. Well, let's say you have a solo life, and suddenly something happens to you and there's no one to bring you food, there's no one to bring you even the same glass of water. Well, for example, our realist blogger went for a ride on his boat, went for a ride alone. For example, an unforeseen situation has occurred, he breaks his arm. Let's take the worst case scenario. He's in some kind of wilderness on his boat, out of the phone's access zone, he can't get through for help anywhere. The engine on the boat sank together with the boat, went to the bottom. Your actions are realist. Okay, let's take the second option. You went for a walk in the woods with your dog. And again in proud solitude. In the forest you fall, break your leg, again the phone is out of the access zone, there is no connection. Your actions are a realist. I didn't twist my leg, no, I broke my leg. I know what a really broken leg is. When you break your leg, it is very difficult to move even on a healthy leg by jumping, and my physical form, training far exceeds the physical training of this realist blogger. And my weight will be less. With a broken leg, it's unlikely you'll be able to walk. Okay, let's take a better option. Let's say you broke your leg and some people met on your way or there is a connection, you called, they came for you, took you away, treated you, provided first aid. Well, what's next? Then you sit at home in proud solitude with your fish or dogs. Going to the toilet with one leg even on crutches is a problem. It's very difficult even with your big weight. And it's very difficult to prepare to eat on your own, it's a big problem. Okay, you're going to order this food, pizza, whatever else, sushi with rice. And besides that, you also need to go for treatment. I mean the treatment of the affected area of the leg. I remember when I was in school, somewhere in the 3rd or 5th grade, we were pioneers then and carried food to veterans of the Great Patriotic War. It was a free dinner for them, a dinner for trouble in my opinion. They lived all alone soul's life, these veterans, they were so happy, so glad when we brought them these lunches and dinners. I didn't understand this before. We were simply forced to bring them food, because we were pioneers. Only now, after watching several commercials with the advertising life of Solo, I remembered these unfortunate old people, pensioners and veterans. Here are some lovers of Solo life cite the example of an American woman who lived all her life alone and died at the age of 79. She had no one close to her, none of her friends and acquaintances, to whom she could turn and leave her property as an inheritance. It wasn't bad for her to live on her own. Well, so the author writes. Do you think this is normal? Do you think this person is all right with his head? I have lived in America for 9 years. I've seen enough of those who live a solo life. These are unhappy people, these are people who have serious mental problems. Yes, now it is very profitable for people not to breed, because there is an overpopulation of the planet, but I personally don't care about the relocation of the planet. I was born here, I want to be happy, and to be happy is to have a person you love, who loves you and children who are brought up in the spirit of love for their parents. And don't tell me now, what if the children grow up and don't want to help me in old age? I answer. It is necessary to educate children in such a way that they respect their parents the way they used to educate children 50 or more years ago. Now there is a very strong substitution of values. Everything bad is presented as good and everything good is presented as bad. I am ready to discuss with anyone on the topic of solo life. Let's be realistic. We all want to be happy inside and have a loved one next to us, but we are tired of looking, tired of constantly stepping on the rake and stuffing ourselves with bumps. In my videos, I tell you how to stop stepping on the rake and what you need to do for this. How to determine if a person includes a demo version with whom you started dating or if he is really so cool and you want to live with him for the rest of your days. I know all this. I know how easy it is to calculate. And you know, dear friends, maybe it's good that there are people who say that Saul's life is good. Maybe it's good that there are feminists, hardcore feminists. I believe that this is a cancer of society. These are solo artists, feminists, transgender, LGBT and the like. Or maybe it's not a cancerous tumor that needs to be removed, extracted, maybe it's just a disease of society and people don't know how to cure. They have no cure for their ignorance. And maybe it's a law of nature, if you want, you can say God. God creates such scum so that we can see and distinguish good from evil, see the disease of today's society. And by the way, I have a cure for this disease. I know how to make people, all people, live with their soulmate happily, for a long time, until the end of their days. In conclusion, I want to show you a video that caught my eye today. And you think well, think well. You can ask me your questions either in Telegram or on Instagram. Thank you for your attention. Do not forget to subscribe, click on the bell, so as not to miss anything new and useful.
Please, if you would sit down.
What Milo meant to say, what I am going to explain, you will be pleased. What Milo meant to say is that feminism, while being a noble and valiant, courageous movement, there are certain schools of thought that are somewhat unwholesome. Right, Milo?
No, I meant it was cancer.
All right, I am here to provide some adult supervision.
Psychologist!
Calm down, young lady, please.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
The correct word for contemporary third wave campus feminism is not cancer, but madness. Utter madness. Future generations will look back. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Three strikes, you're out, darling.
One more disruption and we'd have to ask you to leave the venue. Thank you.
My free speech!
No, they're not. You have to obey the rules of the venue.
But this is free speech if you're so concerned.
Please keep your comments. Please keep your comments to the Q&A section. Thank you.
I invited her here as a demonstration of utter madness. Thank you. Let's use our quiet voices, please. Calm down.
Stop talking to us like children!
Stop acting like a child, and I will.